Welcome back to Network Africa. Volkswagen has introduced its electric car, the e-Golf, to Rwanda for use in its ride-hailing service, which is already in operation. The e-Golf will be Rwanda's first electric vehicle.
Volkswagen is importing a batch of electric-powered Golf models into Rwanda for a local ride-hailing service, establishing a bridgehead in the country that it hopes to expand to other nations as it seeks to increase market share globally. Importing the vehicles into Rwanda, which sells itself to foreign investors on its reliable infrastructure, stability and relative ease of doing business, and where VW already assembles cars, is initially intended to test infrastructure and performance in the region's climate.
Probably in the next 5-6 years, where electric car prices will come down dramatically and traditional cars will actually get more expensive, because now you need higher engine cleaning facilities and everything. So when those two curves cut, when electric cars become cheaper and they have the same range like a traditional car, and they can charge them overnight, you don't have to go to the petrol station for it, and they must drive it. Driving is real fun. Huh? So when that happens, there will be a complete switch, I guarantee you.
Company's representative said the stations can charge up to 80% of a car's battery within an hour, although it takes around 11 hours to charge a car at home. The e-Golf's range, fully charged, is up to 230 kilometers. VW's new ID3 model, to be launched next year, will have a range of 600 kilometers.
Alternate current charging structure where it takes a little bit longer and you can charge fully in 4.5 to 5 hours overnight. And then we have direct current, the DC chargers, where you can charge into 40 minutes full charge. Yeah. So if you, for instance, run out and you have them placed like maybe petrol station over the city, and you just like maybe 10 minutes of charge, that gives you another 100 kilometers to go. So yeah, very simple.
Rwanda has an installed power generation capacity of 286 megawatts. The cars will mainly charge at night when there is an excess of power. Rwanda's Prime Minister says he hoped electric car use could expand.
E-mobility presents great opportunity to substitute expensive fuel imports with electricity generated in the country. In 2018, fuel products were the largest single import product category into Rwanda, accounting for 12% of all imported goods. Rwandans are becoming increasingly aware that protecting the environment is a top priority.
The Prime Minister acknowledged the high price of electric cars will not appeal to most African consumers, but said scaling up production and favorable government policy could help bring prices down.
It was back in September this year that researchers in Nigeria's University of Jos announced that they had developed the anti-snakebite vaccine, the first of its kind in the world, after 24 years of intensive research by a team at the African Center of Excellence in Phytomedicine Research Development at the university. Well, science is used to make breakthroughs, as experts in Kenya say in Kenya's Snakebite Research and Intervention Center, partly funded by the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, say they're working to get East Africa's first antivenom on the markets within 5 years. Snake bites are common in the Kitui County, east of the capital, Nairobi, but the antivenom medication is hard to come by. Efforts to help people in this county include a motorbike ambulance that is used to increase awareness about species of snakes and what to do when bitten.
Beth Mwende is still mourning the loss of her 3-year-old daughter, Mercy. It was in their hut in Kenya's Kitui County that the girl was bitten by a deadly snake, an all too common occurrence in a country where around 700 people are killed by snake bites every year.
She was bitten at night around 3 a.m. She started crying and vomiting. I did not know that it was a snake that had bitten her, so I woke up the next morning and went to the river to fetch water, and on my way back I met my eldest daughter, who told me my child is not waking up.
Kenya's Snakebite Research and Intervention Center wants to make a difference. It is working on developing East Africa's first antivenom. It hopes to have the product in the market within 5 years at a third of the cost of imported antivenoms, which usually cost around $100.
The snake we're about to extract venom from, we call it African purfura. This is the most common snake we come across in Africa. And also, it seems to bite many people because they tend to hide so well, camouflage with the leaves or dry plants.
Researchers study the extracted venom before injecting small amounts into donor animals like sheep. They then produce antibodies which are harvested and purified into antivenoms. There are currently 2 effective antivenoms available in Kenya from India and Mexico.
A Nigerian abstract artist has created his own art form, which he calls Ainoism. It's a technique where he uses lines and patterns to tell stories. Take a look.
Masked artist Yusuf Abogunde is working on his latest project, painting the walls of a studio he shares with other artists in Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos. Abogunde starts out by creating a central subject, then slowly fills in the mural with intricate lines and patterns that he says tells a multitude of stories. He calls his art form Ainoism, a technique that features the movement of lines and spiral patterns using acrylic and charcoal. Abogunde says the Ainoism technique came to him in a vision.
I was trying to receive a call and waiting for the person to tell me what to write down. I decided my hand started drawing lines in different motions and on the small paper. Then I didn't call it Ainoism. I really didn't even know my name was Aino until my mom told me. So I decided to keep drawing this same particular patterns, line motions, you know, because it's something I've not really seen before then.
Aino is a Yoruba name for a child born with its umbilical cord around its neck, which inspired Abogunde to paint lines mimicking an umbilical cord. The 22-year-old began experimenting with the Ainoism art technique in 2016 while studying in applied art. He says his art is essentially about symbolism and the spiral nature of life.
It is deeper than just drawing lines and patterns. It actually has symbols in which I am building their meanings, because whenever I'm creating my pieces, I see and discover new symbols that doesn't exist before. So I give them meaning. At the moment, I have the symbol of man, woman, birth, power, human being, and so on.
Abogunde has become a sought-after artist who is commissioned by private clients and art galleries across Lagos to paint their walls.
You know, people that come here see it as like a holy place, like something that has value, something that has value, you understand? And that's what he does. He completely turns the place into this surreal environment that, you know, you can't just move in. I see people want to come in and they take off their slippers because they feel, it's classic, you know.
A painting can take between 4 to 12 hours depending on the intricacy of the patterns and size of the wall. One of his painted walls can cost over ₦500,000 naira. To market his work, Abogunde also offers face painting services where he recreates the Aino technique on people's faces.
Art. Can't do without it. Have to appreciate it. Thanks for watching Network Africa. I am Amarachi Bani.